Hello everyone. So this video is about introduction of MBTI and 16 personality types. So I will be covering basics of MBTI in this video. I have many of my subscribers who don't know about MBTI, and some of my friends were like, what are these difficult nomenclatures? What is this ENTP, INTP? These names are so difficult. Okay. So here we are, as promised. I have started this series and this is the first lecture of series, and actually lecture sounds boring, so let's call it as an episode. There will be much more episodes coming in the future which will explain about MBTI 16 personality types, also describing about each and every personality type. This is my new channel and I really appreciate your patience. I read all your comments and suggestions, and I have started this new series of 1 minute description of each personality type. So you can check that right here so that you can get some idea of each type. Also, who are new to MBTI, I have given some test links in the description, so you can go and check what is your type. But I would suggest don't rely too much on test results, because tests always don't give 100% correct results. So you will have to do a lot of self introspection, and yes, you have to stay tuned to this channel. And for that, you know what is to be done. You have to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red button. And also, if you want to get notified on my upcoming videos, then yes, there is that bell icon. You have to click on that. Okay, finally, let's get started on our first episode, Introduction to MBTI. So guys, let's get started. Catherine Briggs and Isabel Myers, this mother-daughter pair, has spent several decades and has given this MBTI to us, which is Myers-Briggs type indicator, according to which there are total 16 different personality types, and we have these 4-letter names. First is either E or I, second is N or S, third is T or F, and last one is J or P. So according to a permutation combinations, so there are total 16 different personality types. Many people must be thinking, people are so different and unique, so how can we divide all these people of this whole world into just 16 boxes, right? So yes, people are different. They are different due to their upbringing, culture, surrounding, and many all these things. But definitely large part of understanding someone can be covered using typology. Over the years, we experience many changes and may appear considerably different to a friend who haven't seen us for years. But just like the house foundation, our personality is intact and the changes are mostly behavioral changes. So according to MBTI, basic difference between people is the way we prefer to use our minds to gather information, means to perceive information, and to make decisions based on that perceived information. So first we have to see how do we perceive information or gather information in this world. There are two ways. One is sensory, another is intuition. This makes our second letter N or S. First way of perceiving information is through your 5 senses, what you see, what you hear, what you touch, and likewise. Second is through your intuition. This is an indirect perception of information by looking at the unconscious connections or some underlying theory. When you focus more on symbol and abstract theory and think about future possibilities rather than focusing on sensory information that is available in the present, so there are high chances that you are an intuitive person. Everyone is sensory as well as intuitive. These both things go hand in hand, but it depends on your preferences. What do you prefer more most of the time while gathering information? So depending on your preferences, it will be either S or N for you. So do you try to find out interconnection between things rather than accepting those things at the face value, which generally sensors do? So N and this is the big distinguishing factor that makes our second spot. So you can see here now 25% is complete. Now let's jump to our third letter, which is T or F. So now you have gathered all the information, and how do you make decisions or make conclusion based on that gathered information? So there are two types, and which are two judging functions. So judging functions are basically how do you make decisions or make conclusions in your life. So these are thinking and feeling. And names are quite self-explanatory, but these are not as straightforward as it seems. So thinking judgment is based on pure logic. In thinking judgment, conclusions are based on principle or some objective information, irrespective of an impact on people involved or the situation. Whereas in feeling judgment, while making decisions, weight is more on personal concerns and people involved in the situation. So considering feelings of own and other people involved while making decision over certain impersonal logic. Now here is a trick. Everyone uses thinking as well as feeling while making decisions, but this is again depending on your preferences. What do you prefer more while making your decisions? And yes, don't confuse feelings with emotions and thinking with intelligence. It is not like thinkers are very intelligent but they are stone-hearted people, they don't have emotions. It's not like that. And it's not like feelers are impractical or not that intelligent people. No, feelers are very intelligent, thinkers can be very emotional. So it is basically depending on your preferences in your day-to-day life. Thinkers look more firm-minded than gentle-hearted. So now we have got four different sets: ST, SF, NF and NT. ST are sensor thinkers, SF sensor feelers, intuitive feelers and intuitive thinkers. STs are basically firm-minded and matter-of-fact people. SF are mostly friendly, sympathetic people. NF more intuitive and enthusiastic, and NT are very ingenious and very intelligent people. So this is a generalization. Now we have to consider our very first letter, which is E and I. So this is extrovert and introvert. So whether you are extroverted or introverted. But again, this is also not like someone is completely extroverted or someone is completely introverted. It is again on a range, and there is a range from introversion to extroversion. So when do you ask this kind of question to someone? So most of the people will reply that we are ambivert, which is also true, because no one is completely introverted or extroverted. There is a range in between, and they exhibit both the characteristics of introverted people and extroverted people. So it is on your preferences. What do you prefer most of the time in most of the conditions in your life? So how do we know that whether we are introverted or extroverted? So how do you people prefer to interact with the world, and how do you receive stimulation or energy from the world? Do you receive energy and stimulation by interacting with people or doing external activities? Or do you get exhausted with all these activities, and do you like to stay alone by yourself? Do you need that alone time to get recharged after doing these social activities? So all these are the indications, and you can know that whether you are an extroverted or introverted person. While talking to others, do you prefer to think first, then talk? Do you formulate whatever you want to talk, then you talk in front of others? Or you are just spontaneous while speaking with others? That is also an indication that you are an introvert or extroverted person. So now we have covered 75% and three letters from our four letters name, and only last place is remaining, and which is J or P. Now what is J or P? So just to recap on this, first letter is I or E, introvert or extrovert. Second is our N or S, sensory and intuition. So how do you perceive information in this world? Third letter is thinking or feeling, means how do you make decisions based on perceived information. And the last letter is J or P, judging or perceiving. So we have already seen that J means judging, means making conclusions, taking decisions, and P means perceiving, which is gathering information. So now what do you prefer more? Do you prefer more to gather more and more information, or do you prefer to take a decision quickly on whatever information that you have? So depending on that, it will decide whether it is your J type or P type. Perceivers or P type have a tendency to pursue more and more information rather than jumping to conclusion or making decisions. They can be more adaptable towards new thing that is coming, but they can be easily drifted from one thing to another thing. Judges or J type, in contrast, prefer to make conclusions and make decisions based on the information that they have, rather than responding to certain new information that is coming, which might change their decision. So J type are more organized than P type, and they can come across as very rigid to P types. Whereas P types can come across as very indecisive to J type people. Well, balance of both these functions, judging and perceiving, is very needed for some certain healthy type, because you should be aware of new possibilities, new information that is coming. Also, you should be able to make decisions whenever it is required. So again, this is on your preferences. Are you a judging type or perceiving type? Do you prefer to make decisions quickly, or do you wait for new information to come? So finally, we have covered all these 4 letters, and depending on your preferences, you will come to know your type. Considering all probable combinations, these are our 16 different personality types. Because of these 4 different combinations of letters, each personality has distinctive features which are similar across all people having the same personality type. So guys, how was this video? I hope you understood about basics of MBTI and 16 personalities. So please like and comment. I read all your comments. So looking forward to read your comments and your suggestions. I will be posting more such videos, informative as well as entertaining content. So subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red button. Also, if you want to get notified on new upcoming videos, you have to click on that bell icon which is right there. And I have started this new series of 16 personalities kit. So you can find that right here or here, I don't know. सो गाइज लाइक कीजिए, कमेंट कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए एंड अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिए. आपका सपोर्ट देख के बहुत ज़्यादा मोटिवेशन मिलता है बहुत हार्ड वर्क करने का. एंड येस, बहुत सारा कंटेंट आने वाला है. तर तोपर्यंत फटाफट तिकडे जाऊन सबस्क्राईब करा आणि भेटूया मग आपण नेक्स्ट एपिसोडमध्ये किंवा नेक्स्ट व्हिडिओमध्ये. नमस्ते.